Let's talk about the internet's favorite garage sale, eBay. A place where you can buy a used toaster, a haunted painting, and someone's soul all in one click. From cursed dolls to ghostly apparitions captured in jars, eBay has seen it all. Even a grilled cheese sandwich with the face of the Virgin Mary once made headlines. And who could forget the time someone tried to sell a ghost in a bottle? Over the years, eBay has become a digital dumping ground for some of the strangest and allegedly most cursed items ever sold. From haunted dolls to mysterious artifacts, the platform has seen it all. The trend began in the early 2000s when sellers started listing items with eerie backstories, claiming they were haunted or cursed. These listings quickly gained attention, attracting curious buyers and thrill-seekers from around the world. And because humanity just can't help but tempt fate, people actually bought this crap. So light a candle, grab your holy water, and let's count down the most cursed objects ever sold on eBay. From haunted dolls that move on their own to cursed paintings that bring misfortune, these items have a history of tempting fate. One buyer even claimed their life was never the same after purchasing a cursed ring. Number 7. The haunted cane of the ghost grandpa. This eerie artifact is said to have belonged to an old man who passed away under mysterious circumstances. The cane has reportedly changed hands multiple times, with each owner experiencing strange and unsettling events. This gem was sold by a woman who claimed her father-in-law haunted his favorite cane from beyond the grave. According to the listing, the cane would mysteriously move around the house, fall over without being touched, and even bang on doors like it was trying to get someone's attention. Family members reported hearing strange noises at night and finding the cane standing upright in the middle of the hallway. The woman recounted an incident where the cane seemed to follow her from room to room, tapping on the floor as if trying to communicate. Instead of doing what any normal person would do, like burning it or flinging it into the ocean, she put it on eBay. The best part? She included a note saying she'd sprinkle holy water on it before shipping, because that totally cancels out demonic attachments, right? The seller described the cane as possessed by a restless spirit and warned buyers of potential paranormal activity. Despite the eerie description, the listing attracted a lot of attention and bids. It eventually sold for a surprising amount, proving that some people just can't resist a good ghost story. The listing exploded with attention and eventually sold for over $65,000. Media outlets picked up the story, and it became a viral sensation. Public reactions ranged from disbelief to fascination, with many people sharing their thoughts online. And somewhere out there, someone willingly paid thousands of dollars for a ghost stick. The buyer, fascinated by the paranormal, believed the cane held the spirit of a long-lost soul. They hoped it would bring them closer to the supernatural world. Number 6. The Conjure Chest. This mysterious chest is believed to have been crafted in the 19th century by an enslaved man named Hosea. Legend has it that the chest carries a curse, bringing misfortune to anyone who owns it. Over the years, it has been linked to numerous tragedies and deaths. This one didn't start on eBay, but parts of it eventually made their way there, because of course they did. The Conjure Chest is an 1800s wooden chest allegedly cursed by a slave in Kentucky after being forced to build it. The chest was originally owned by the Graham family, who experienced a series of tragic events. It is said that 16 members of the family died under mysterious circumstances. Over the years, the chest changed hands multiple times, each new owner reporting misfortune. Today, the Conjure Chest resides in a museum, but its dark legacy lives on. Over the decades, nearly 20 people associated with the chest or its contents died mysteriously. Accidents, illnesses, bizarre tragedies. One owner fell down the stairs, another succumbed to a sudden illness, and a third was involved in a fatal car crash. The chest's deadly legacy continues to baffle and terrify. So naturally, some genius decided to list pieces of the wood on eBay, like that somehow made it less cursed. The seller claimed it was a way to share the chest's history and mystery. Buyers reported strange happenings after receiving the wood nightmares, shadow figures, electronics going haywire. Some even claimed their pets acted strangely. Like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? The seller, of course, denied any responsibility. You brought death lumber into your living room. The consequences were inevitable. Number 5. The haunted painting known as The Hands Resist Him, created by artist Bill Stoneham in 1972. This eerie artwork depicts a young boy and a lifelike doll standing in front of a glass door, with disembodied hands pressing against the glass from the darkness behind. This creepy-ass painting features a little boy standing next to a doll in front of a glass door. The boy's expression is haunting, almost lifeless, and the doll's eyes seem to follow you. The background is dark and foreboding, until you notice the dozens of disembodied hands pressed up against the glass, like they're trying to claw their way out. The hands symbolize trapped souls, adding to the painting's eerie aura. The seller claimed the figures in the painting moved on their own. The boy supposedly left the canvas at night and wandered the house. People who simply looked at photos of it reported feeling sick, anxious, or like they were being watched. One viewer claimed their cat straight up ran out of the room. Another witness reported waking up in the middle of the night to find the boy from the painting standing at the foot of their bed. Several people experienced sudden cold chills and an overwhelming sense of dread when near the painting. Some even claimed to hear faint whispers and footsteps when the painting was in their home. Despite, or maybe because of, its reputation, it's sold on eBay for over $1,000. The buyer? A gallery in California called Perception Fine Art. They now keep it locked up like it's the Mona Lisa of malevolent vibes. The gallery staff often discuss its eerie history with intrigued visitors. Number 4. The Haunted Demon in a Jar. This eerie artifact is said to contain a malevolent spirit trapped inside a glass jar. Originating from an old estate sale, the jar has a dark history of bringing misfortune to its owners. Many believe it holds a powerful and sinister entity. This one was exactly what it sounds like. A literal glass jar with a red wax seal, sold by someone claiming it contained an actual demon. The jar was said to hold a small, shadowy figure with glowing red eyes. According to the seller, the demon had the power to curse anyone who dared to open the jar. The seller warned people not to open it under any circumstances. They mentioned strange occurrences and unsettling experiences. The note detailed how previous owners reported hearing whispers, seeing shadows, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Which of course only made people want it more. Curiosity killed the cat, and apparently also the buyer. The person who bought it for $55 smashed the jar open like a moron. He later wrote a blog post saying he regretted everything. His pets got sick, his girlfriend left him. He started hearing voices and seeing shadows dart around his apartment. Nightmares plagued his sleep, waking up in cold sweats. He saw his reflection crack in mirrors and felt an overwhelming sense of dread. He became paranoid, constantly checking his phone and pacing back and forth. Isolation consumed him as he sat alone in the dark, regretting his purchase more with each passing day. Then his blog just stopped, completely. Zero updates. Weeks turned into months, and still nothing. An investigation was launched, but no trace of him was ever found. He vanished from the internet like he accidentally let a demon possess his Wi-Fi signal. Moral of the story? Don't crack open jars labeled demon. I don't care how bored you are. Always research before buying anything that seems too good to be true. And if you do end up with something cursed, handle it with extreme caution. Share your experiences to warn others. Knowledge is power, especially when dealing with the unknown. Number 3. The D-Book Box. This mysterious wine cabinet is said to be haunted by a D-Book. a restless, malicious spirit from Jewish folklore. The box gained notoriety after it was sold on eBay, with the seller claiming it brought bad luck and nightmares to its owners. Its eerie history and chilling tales have made it one of the most infamous haunted objects ever sold. Now we're getting into elite-level curse territory. The Dybbuk box is probably the most famous haunted item to ever hit eBay. It's a wine cabinet allegedly haunted by a Dybbuk, which is a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore. The box first gained notoriety when it was sold by Kevin Manis in 2003. Manis claimed it was originally owned by a Holocaust survivor named Havila. Havila had sealed a Dybbuk inside the box to contain the evil spirit. Subsequent owners reported strange occurrences and bad luck after acquiring the box. The box originally belonged to a Holocaust survivor and reportedly caused terrifying nightmares, unexplained illnesses, and severe anxiety. One owner claimed to see shadowy figures lurking in their home, while another experienced constant electrical malfunctions. The smell of cat urine was pervasive because hell is real and it smells like a litter box. Victims also reported severe headaches, nosebleeds, and an overwhelming sense of dread. One of the buyers was a college student who claimed the box caused hair loss, light bulbs exploding, and non-stop shadow people sightings. The student reported waking up to find clumps of hair on their pillow, and light bulbs would shatter unexpectedly, leaving them in darkness. They also described a constant feeling of being watched, with shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their room. After a series of increasingly unhinged events, he sold it to a museum curator who literally sealed it in a military-grade containment box. The box was reinforced with steel and equipped with multiple locks and alarms to prevent any tampering. The curator believed these measures were necessary to contain the malevolent energy that seemed to emanate from the box. Fun fact: Post Malone once touched the Dybbuk box on a ghost hunting show, and a few weeks later, his plane had to make an emergency landing, his house got robbed, and his Rolls-Royce crashed. Coincidence? You tell me. Post Malone was visibly shaken by these events. He mentioned in interviews how eerie it felt to experience such a string of bad luck right after the encounter. The Dybbuk box is said to be cursed, and many believe it brought misfortune to the rapper. Number 2. The Haunted Doll Harold. This eerie doll, believed to be cursed, was first listed on eBay in 2003. Its origin traces back to the early 20th century, and it has a chilling reputation for causing misfortune to its owners. Harold looks like he was rejected from the island of misfit toys for being too cursed. He's a cracked, busted-up old doll that first appeared on eBay in 2003. Harold has lifeless glass eyes that seem to follow you around the room, and his tattered clothes add to his eerie presence. Some say Harold has the power to cause misfortune and even physical harm to those who come into contact with him. The original listing claimed the doll was possessed and responsible for everything from migraines to miscarriages. The seller described strange occurrences, like objects moving on their own and unsettling noises at night. But the best part? The seller was just trying to get rid of it and said, "Don't contact me if weird stuff starts happening." After Harold was sold, multiple owners claimed to experience severe health problems, poltergeist activity, and even violent attacks. One owner reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and anxiety whenever Harold was nearby. Another said they experienced unexplained bruises and scratches. One paranormal investigator said Harold growled at him during a session. Yeah, a literal doll. Growled. Harold is now locked away in a display case and treated like radioactive waste. He's been X-rayed, filmed, and monitored 24/7. Harold is currently housed in a secure facility under constant surveillance. His condition remains unchanged and he's still just sitting there, probably planning something. And finally, number 1. The most cursed thing ever sold on eBay, a woman's soul. This soul was said to belong to a woman who lived in the 19th century. According to legend, she made a pact with dark forces, and her soul was trapped in a cursed object. The significance of this item lies in its dark history and the eerie experiences reported by those who came into contact with it. No joke. In 2008, a woman named Lori in New Mexico listed her soul on eBay. She claimed her life was in shambles and figured if people were buying haunted dolls and demon jars, someone might want to own a human soul. The starting bid was $2,000. Lori detailed how her car broke down multiple times, leaving her stranded in dangerous situations. She also mentioned strange occurrences in her home, like windows breaking without reason and an overwhelming sense of dread. Financially, Lori was drowning in medical bills and overdue notices, adding to her desperation. She got flooded with messages from religious groups, atheists, trolls, and weirdos offering her everything from prayer to exorcisms to marriage. The media picked up the story, with news outlets and bloggers discussing the bizarre listing. Public forums buzzed with debates and theories, making it a viral sensation. eBay eventually took the listing down, stating that selling intangible items such as a soul violated their policy. They emphasized their commitment to maintaining a safe and trusted marketplace. eBay also issued a warning to the seller and reminded users that listings must comply with their guidelines. But the damage was done. This sparked an entire wave of copycats. And for a brief window in history, eBay became a spiritual flea market for broken dreams and devil deals. The media frenzy only fueled the fire, leading eBay to eventually crack down on these listings. Today, the remnants of this eerie trend linger in the shadows of the internet. Some say Lori's life never improved after the listing. Others claim she actually did sell her soul, just not on eBay. There are theories that she was haunted by the very items she tried to sell. Investigations revealed strange occurrences around her home, but no concrete evidence was ever found. The mystery of Lori's fate remains unsolved to this day. Whatever the truth is, the whole saga proved that the internet is not just cursed, it is the curse. From cyberbullying and online scams to the spread of misinformation and digital hauntings, the internet has become a breeding ground for modern-day curses. Take, for instance, the infamous case of the haunted eBay painting, or the countless stories of people being harassed and stalked online. The internet amplifies these curses, making them inescapable and omnipresent. So the next time you're scrolling eBay at 2 a.m. thinking about bidding on that haunted teddy bear or satanic kitchenware, maybe don't. Or do. Just remember, these items come with a history and a warning. They might bring more than just a spooky story into your home. This has been Brittany's Archive of Curiosity. We've explored haunted dolls, cursed paintings, and eerie artifacts. Subscribe for more stories that'll make you unplug your router and sleep with a nightlight. Stay curious, but stay safe.